Okay, so here we are with one of the most highly requested videos I've been seeing in my comments lately, and that is Bohemian, can you do a video on how to solo dungeons with bomb? Now, honestly, I feel like people are gonna start to think that I'm just like that solo dungeon guy, and I'm completely fine with that. So besides me basically introducing you to the video, I might as well get started and tell you how to solo dungeons with bomb. Now, there are some things that I do want to get out of the way, and one, which is, you can obviously see, that is not my account. One of my beautiful subscribers named Grape let me use his account for this video, so thank you to him. I greatly appreciate that somebody trusted me enough to, let me use their account just to record a video. So, hey, shout out to you, Grape. But yeah, so I might as well start getting into important factors besides that shout out. Like, I'm typically gonna do this how I do, like, with any other solo dungeon video. So I'll have little timestamps of where you need to go and exactly what you need to do. But this is going to be the important tips and information that you need to know. And first off, I just want to get this out of the way. This will not be fast. Like, I don't know what happened between update 3.5 and 4 that just made bomb soloing dungeons hard, because I never did a video before on how to solo dungeons with bomb. So it's like, this is completely new to me. So like the fact that I was able to come in and do this on my first try, like literally my first dungeon I came on his account with bomb, I was able to do it. So I don't know, like, it just seems like it's easy to me. Another important factor that I do want to say is you should use the stats that I'm gonna have up on screen right now. Okay, so these are the stats that I use for the video. I was just not saying how you should use the exact same stats, but what I want to show you about these stats is you should use these only for the devil fruit, the health, and the stamina. So if you like, I mean, you probably already saw it, but there's 87 into sword mastery. Honestly, I would say you could just take that out. I would rather tell you to put those 87 points into devil fruit instead of sword mastery. So this is your ideal stat page. You should have 150 stamina, 800 defense, 200, no, not even 290. You should have 300 devil fruit, and then 20 Rokushiki. That is the ideal stat page that I would tell you to use. Why am I telling you to use this stat page? Because it just works. You don't really need that much into sword. The only reason why you'll see me using the weapon inside the video is so that I could just kill them instead of just using my skills, which also have like no cooldown. So I'll say the build again just in case you need it, or I'll just type it out on the screen. I don't know which one yet, but 150 stamina, 800 defense, 300 devil fruit, and 20 Rokushiki. Those are the stats that you want to use for this solo run. So moving on to the next part of the video, unless I have something that I want to say. So just in case I do, I'll do a jump cut and add another important factor to this video is how to get through waves 1 through 5. So for waves 1 through 5, this was honestly just me testing out the waters of, like, what to do with bomb. Honestly, this was like my first time really sitting down and using bomb, so it was kind of new to me in some type of way. But for waves 1 through 5, what you want to do is just basically, you could like just run up to an NPCs, you can stay in the middle. It doesn't really matter what you do for these waves because they're so easy that there's no way you can possibly lose. And eventually, once you get to the wave 5 boss, what you want to do is just use self-destruction, self-explosion. So the way that I would time the ultimate to use it is I would wait about 6 seconds after the round started. So once the round starts, you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on 6 you just start holding the skill. And since you have 2k HP, it should work perfectly that time. If you feel like you can do better and time it better yourself, then feel free to do that. But if you want to take my exact word for it, just count 6 seconds inside your head, and then you start holding it and charging it right there. Since you have 2k HP, it will guarantee one shot, and that's pretty much what you're going to be doing for every boss, but that's pretty much what you want to do for the wave 5 boss. So for waves 5 through 10, it's going to really be like the same thing for wave 1 through 5. It's just that you want to be more careful this time because there are there's more NPCs. So for this one, I would tell you to stay inside the center, but do not get cocky. You'll probably see what I was doing inside the video. Like, I was still running around and fighting them, just that I was being more cautious. And you should also remember, like, this is an important tip. I don't know why I didn't list this before, but you should also remember that you can block. Like, on top of that, you're low-key a tank. Like 2k HP, you can get hit and still survive from stuff through waves 5 through 10. We're not going to talk about 20 through 25 yet, but for waves 5 through 10, even if you get caught in something, you will survive. You will just lose like what, 500 HP at the most. So yeah, so waves 5 through 10, it's really just do whatever you want, but be cautious, because like the intensity of the dungeon is going to go back up. Also try to be mobile, and by that I mean just like try to stay inside the air a little bit. The bomb Q dash doesn't really have, like, you know, a cooldown. You can just use it inside the air, and you can spam explosive leap. So try to stay inside the air as much as you can, but keep in mind of how much geppos you use so that you don't, you know, just fall into like a Kirabashi and get stunned completely. So besides me rambling on a little bit about some other stuff that you should do, that's pretty much what you want to do for waves 5 through 10. Just, yeah, be cautious. And for the wave 10 boss, it's practically the same thing as the wave 5 boss. Just charge up your ultimate attack and boom, you just kill the boss. Remember, wait 6 seconds and then you want to do it. So now waves 11 through 15. Now these waves, I want you to follow the strategy, and this strategy is pretty much what you're going to be doing for the rest of the dungeon, but we'll get to that later. And for now, I'm just going to tell you the strategy. So what you want to do is to go inside the left hand, like the upper left hand corner, the second that the dungeon starts. Like, so basically the second that you're done one-shotting the wave 10 boss, Q dash or just Geppo into the upper left hand corner, and then you just wait there until all NPCs spawn. And you're gonna see what I'm doing next, but basically you go to the closest area where NPCs spawn and you wipe those out. And be careful when you're going around that corner, because if there's one sword style users, they'll do Shishi Sun Sun, and you know, if that hits you, you'll get stunned for a while, and you don't want that to happen. So be careful over there. Another thing that I do want to say is once you're like going around that corner, also watch out for Kirabachi users. Like, you will see how I'm handling it inside the video, because I'm gonna have like maybe a moment of silence where I just play it out and let you see exactly what I do for the dungeon, because this is practically what I'm going to be doing for like the rest of the dungeon. It's just that it's going to be harder to kill because they have more HP and, you know, etc. So what you want to do is go around that first corner and fight those NPCs, and once you're done killing that group, the group from like all the way across the map, some of them will start coming down to you, and then you could either plant some mines on the floor, or you could just manually killing yourself, but do not pass, like, it's like a slight little border. Basically, do not go past that. And the border that I'm talking about, it's like an invisible wall. Just don't go past the invisible wall barrier and you're fine. Because if those NPCs from the other two sides come after you, then you'll get overwhelmed. And the point of me telling you to take these NPCs in corners basically is so that you don't get overwhelmed and you can kill them. And even if you do get attacked, you won't get attacked by everything, you'll only get attacked by a portion, which means you won't die. So this is like the basis of what you need to do for every single wave. I'm still going to be guiding you through it. I probably could have explained that way more better, but I'm hoping that you're actually watching the video and not just like, you know, hearing me talk inside the background while I'm explaining it, because trust me, you do want to see it with your own eyes instead of just having me explain it, because if I just explain it, you'll most likely just get killed. So that's what you want to do for waves 11 through 15. And for the wave 15 boss, I'm pretty sure that you know what to do. You wait 6 seconds before, like, you wait 6 seconds right after the match started. Then you just start charging up your ult, and the boss will spawn, and then boom, you can just kill it, and you get a free, you know, path to the next waves. Now for waves 15 to 20, what you want to do is literally the exact strategy that I just now finished explaining to you for waves 11 through 15. So you just want to go to the left hand upper corner, so the upper left hand corner. Then once every NPC spawns, you want to go to the closest route to you near that, which is going to be like I think it's to like the right side, and then it's upwards a little bit. I mean, you'll see it on the video. Pretty much you just want to do that, and then once you're over there, you just want to wipe both those NPCs. You will see NPCs from the exact opposite side coming down. So you want to kill those NPCs, then you want to Geppo all the way to the opposite side. Then once you're over there, you want to kill those NPCs, and then you can just bait out from the other two sides. If you go all the way to the right, you'll bait the NPCs from the left, and if you go all the way to the left, you'll bait the NPCs from the right. So it's like it's opposite of each other. That was a brief explanation of what to do. I'm not going to go in depth like how I did for the last waves because I basically already explained it all. But that's pretty much what you want to do for waves 15 through 20. And then for wave 20, which is the double boss, you can honestly still charge up your ultimate at 6 seconds because the bomb ult, like, since you have 2k HP now, you really can charge it for like much more longer. So you could be more careless on how you time it. Don't be too careless though, because if you do end up selling and missing this ultimate attack, you will definitely die unless you know how to, play the game, which was also, a little important section part. Do not know what you can block and know what you can't block. So basically just don't fold under pressure. If there's 2 bosses on you and it's like 2 Pika bosses, that's probably easy. Pika has the most easiest skills to PB for me. I mean, it's probably different based on computers and how fast they run, but just be careful on what you can block and what you can't block, and don't overdo it. Trust me, just take the NPCs in portions and you will be fine. Because if you take it all too much, hey, huge pause on that. If you take it all in, huge pause by the way, then you will lose and you will just get overwhelmed and die. So now we're on waves 21 through 24, and it's literally the same method. Like, that method literally carried me through the whole entire dungeon. I'm probably just gonna have it playing up instead of the screen so that you get an idea of how to do it, even though I'm pretty sure that you have an idea of how to do it now. Also, I might just be quiet for a few, or I'll just let the clip play out just to show you me fully going through one wave of dungeon and letting you get an idea of what to do. So I'm pretty sure that I'll do that once I'm done explaining waves 20 through 24. And I basically am done because all you really have to do is just that strategy. I'll have it playing up on the screen just in case you need to see it. But after that, we'll come back and talk about wave 25. Okay, so I'm sure that you saw the clip, and I don't know why I showed that so late, but I did explain it and you were watching it before, so yeah. But for wave 25, you don't have to do anything. You could just die, because wave 25 is a guaranteed fruit chop. So I'm pretty sure that's the end of the video. I have been talking for 15 minutes straight right now. I mean, this video will probably be much shorter once I edit it down and everything, but let me know what you think about let me know what you think about this. Overall, it took me around 45 minutes to do the dungeon, which is actually like a long amount of time. But with this strategy, you can even go AFK and come back and continue doing the dungeon later, as long as you set up an auto clicker. Because like once you go inside that corner, you literally can just take your time with this. I mean, this method is like low-key inspired off of what Winter Clouds does to get to wave 50. And like, you know what's crazy? Winter Clouds kind of gave me a shout out in his dungeon video for soloing with Suna. That felt good in my heart. That felt really good. But yeah, so that's pretty much how you solo dungeons with Bomb. And just in case you're a Suna user, I'll also have like my own little guide on how to solo dungeons with Suna. Even if you saw Winter's video, my strategy is different from his, so honestly you could just watch both and then decide what you want to do. But besides that, if this Bomb video helped you, please feel free to subscribe. I appreciate all of the support on my channel lately. I've been grinding out these vids. Update 4 it's a really nice update, but I want more. So besides that, if this video helped you, again, feel free to like and subscribe. If it didn't, you don't have to do any of that, and I hope that you have a good day. So, bye.